Hey, I'm Claude Giroux, and you're listening to Nasty Knuckles.
You're listening to Nasty Knuckles, the Hockey Outlaws podcast, with your hosts, Derek Nasty Settlemyre and former Philadelphia Flyer enforcer Riley Cote, as they go behind the scenes with your favorite NHL players. Time to face off.
All right, welcome back. What's happening, Nasty?
Whew, a little hangover from the parade yesterday from the back-to-back Natty Ice champs, winning the men's league there. So quite the parade down Broad Street.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if people knew what we were doing. Just
6 guys walking
down. People were like, what are these guys doing? Carrying the keg cup, you know. I'm not sure Jim Boucher's noticed that it's missing from the Dunlops upstairs, but no, just kidding. Just had a great game, though.
It was a big win.
It was fun. It was actually a really fun game to play against. We played Dexter, good dudes. Really fun game to play.
I would say that's probably one of the best men's league games that I've ever been a part of, honestly,
Yeah.
as far as like
It was pretty
actual
intense.
intensity
Yeah.
and like execution too. I thought both teams were making some plays, and
Yeah.
you know, it was good energy and
Good
little
energy.
comeback win.
Place was packed, you know,
yeah.
down 4-1.
Yep.
Come back and win that game. You know, we never got down, but like 4-1, and they got a good team, so it was fun. It was a really fun game.
Yeah,
Playing.
it was. And the Tovies got some action.
Well, I mean, you know, 4 snipes by you. Tovey, Richard, and Aaron actually called me and said, "Could you kindly stop using the stick? Because I'm missing open.
Scoring too
I
much,
missed
or-
it. No, because I missed open net. Not
for you,
totally.
yeah.
For me, not for you.
Oh yeah. You gotta step your game up.
Like
with Tovey.
just
You're
to
giving
give
a
it to
bad
everyone
game.
else on the team, and you just use something else." And I said, well, "Why don't you guys go fuck yourselves?" No, I'm kidding. No, but yeah, your Tovey was hot.
It was on
man.
fire, man. It was a fresh Tovey.
It
too.
was
He
a
just,
fresh. It
gave
was
me
a
the old
freshie.
model too.
Elvis just got his new Tovey Raven, which he loves. He finally got to use it.
Breakaway goal too,
last
right?
night. Yep. In practice though. But yeah, he loved it. He said it felt great. He's got way better hands than me.
Yeah.
So I'll take his word for it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Nas, did you put a little Jello in those tips tonight?
Oh boy, here we go again with the man bun. You can't make fun. I got a normal haircut. There's no what are we talking?
What's wrong with the man bun? Just gotta keep the hair out of the eyes.
Well, cutting it. That'll work. Like,
It's not an option right now, Nas.
did you trim the beardsy?
I did, yeah.
Thank God. My goodness.
You're looking good.
Yeah, you're looking good too, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
Feeling good after a championship.
Yeah, feeling
you know?
pretty good. Hip flexor's a little tight still, lower back. Remember that I almost broke my spine there on that one play.
Ooh, went behind the boards there.
Which was,
I didn't realize that was you.
Oh my God.
I heard it, and then you were coming down the ice, and I saw ice all over your back. I was like, was that Riles that went into the boards? Probably broke the boards. His
my
head
back.
hit it.
Oh my God.
My back is broken. What, vertebrae? Spinal. Mike Tyson. That was great.
My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
We gotta pull that clip out.
Yeah, we're going to
That's a
have
beauty.
to. Baller
That's a beauty.
Debo, you got to pull that clip. That's one of Elvis's favorite thing. He always says
Oh,
that
that's a
I
great
broke
clip.
my back. Anyway.
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
A little announcement to make. I will be
Yes.
at the Lehigh Valley Winter Classic on February 4th, which is a special hockey event. Been there before. Myself, Bill Clement, and Scott Hartnell will be there. Awesome event they put on. Again, special hockey. These kids obviously being introduced to hockey and having some structure and practices and games, which is super beneficial for their development. So happy to support them. And should be a great day. So if you guys are around the Lehigh Valley, check it out. Come say hi.
More details to come.
More details
too
to
with
come.
that.
We'll have Adam on from the Lehigh Valley Winter Classic next week to talk more. But just putting it on the map. Pretty positive event in the
that's
community.
awesome.
So happy to support them once again.
Yep.
Moving on to Flyers hockey. Nas, what do you got?
Yeah, Sam Harrison's opened some eyes with his play. He had a great training camp and then was hurt.
Yep.
He's 4-0, 2.3 goals against average, which is obviously really good, and 92.4 save percentage. And he looks sharp.
Yeah,
he looks
does.
really good. He's played in 4 games. I mean, it's 4 games, but still, like he's played really well.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
has.
and the guys have won 5 of 6 games right now. So it's always a positive. It's funny, like they're winning games, and you see on social media, and half of it's for fun, but like stop winning.
Yeah, I know, right?
for
Yeah, exactly.
for Bedard,
Bedard, yeah.
but Sam's played really well. Can't deny that.
Yeah, no doubt. And to go on the Western trip and to win those games on the road is not an easy thing to do.
Right.
You'd like to think a young guy coming into the lineup. I know what it's like coming in your first few games. It's like you're just full of piss and vinegar, right?
Yeah.
You're doing obviously everything you can to win games and to stay up. So naturally he's gonna have his bumps in the road like everyone does. But great start to his career in the season for him. Hopefully they can sustain this momentum. With the team.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, their schedule wasn't the toughest, but it's different. It's NHL. Like
you're winning games.
Everybody wins games, and you have to win those that you should win.
Yep.
But he has played really well. Kind of creates a little issue at goaltending with Felix because it seems like they don't want to put him on waivers. He's actually down in Lehigh on a conditioning stent right now, so they have 2 weeks to kind of figure out what's going on. You read all kinds of stuff, trade this guy, trade that guy, but I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I think they have enough cap space to have Felix up and have 3 goalies, which sucks. Really for Felix if he's not going to get to play. Who knows how it plays out. Maybe they do make some sort of a trade, but for the time being Felix is down conditioning with the Phantoms, so I guess in 2 weeks we'll see.
Exactly.
There may be some decisions that have to be made.
Yeah. Like you said, they might hang on to 3 goaltenders for a while and see how that plays out.
Yeah.
That position is somewhat sensitive, right? You're like one tweak away from having to make a recall anyway. So
right.
But nonetheless, it's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, I mean I think so, and obviously not putting him on waivers. Maybe they heard there are some teams that would pick Felix up, and I think they might be right. So
so
we'll
the
have to see what they do.
Is the workaround, right?
Yeah,
you have to do it that way. So see how it plays out. But nice to see Harrison having success and the team rallying around him. So wish him the best moving forward.
Yep.
Moving on past that, we got some high level performers.
TK. He's on fire.
Yes, he is.
9-game point streak, 17 points in those 9 games, and he's just playing his game. We've talked about it before. He's shit disturber, he gets in there, he gets in the middle of everything, which I love, and obviously he's not an oversized player, but he plays way bigger than he is, and he's just scoring, and he's having fun. It looks like he's having fun. He's playing his game, and we talked about him and Carter maybe being an all-star, and our boy Kevin Hayes gets the nod, which couldn't be happier for him, man.
Yeah, you and me both.
And I'm sure everyone on the team is.
Yeah.
TK could get voted in as well.
Yeah.
He still could get voted in. I mean,
grinding the way he is.
If you look in the East, like I don't know of any other players that are playing as well as TK, so there are a couple spots there where I believe he can be voted in. Hopefully he does. He does deserve it, but for Hazy, man, it made me tear up. I was so happy for him. It was one thing I believe he had said to someone that it was one thing his brother always wanted to do was to be an all-star.
This year's
awesome,
the year.
man.
This year's the year, and finally,
it's awesome.
Finally found his way. Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah, no, I was super pumped for him.
Yeah.
Especially with some bit of the surface level adversity that the media has kind of talked about with him being scratched. That's just part of the game. It's a little blimp on the schedule in the season, but nice to see him rally through it and have some success and find his way to the All-Star game. So wish him the best. I know he's a skilled guy. He has the ability to slow down the game and almost to a fault, right? I mean,
right.
He's so good at it that it almost looks like he he doesn't care sometimes. But I
Right,
think
right.
that's that's the skill. That's something you really can't teach, to be able to hang on to the puck and have that type of patience. I know I certainly didn't have that, Nast. I've seen that in your game sometimes.
Oh,
though. You hang on to the puck extra a second.
Then lose it.
Have
Then
a break
lose it?
part.
What do I do? What do I do?
Wobble, and then fucking back check.
Hey, if it was a round ball in the kid's hand.
Yeah, I know, you're right.
No, but congrats, Hollywood, man. We love you,
yeah.
brother. So happy for you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Nast, before we get to episode 101, I think we gotta plug the fans of Philly. Our trips are
Oh,
coming
it's
up. They're creeping.
getting closer.
Yeah, 1 month away.
Yeah, 1 month away. Cannot wait. Seattle, we're coming.
Oh yeah.
We're coming, Seattle. Are we gonna go have you throw a fish or catch the fish? You know how they do
Probably.
that.
Yeah,
I want to see the middies. See if you can catch
it.
or throw it.
I wanna see these mitts in action.
Yeah, I can't wait to go on this trip, and from there we go to Van,
Yep.
and Roxy just keeps blowing our phone up. They're like want to make sure we come in there. So
bringing bottle service.
yeah,
and
yeah,
to bring the
it's
clear
coming.
in and
Yeah, we should. I
crush
think
them,
I think we need to get
RTDs.
Ball or Debo to email them, let them know about the winter champs.
Oh,
Natty
course.
Ice. So
get the red carpet
bottle
out for you.
service, the sparklers,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you
know
got
how
to
it
do it
goes.
right.
That's it. Yeah. So 1 month away.
Can't wait.
Philly.com. Check them out.
Yes,
And we're ready to rock here, Nast. Episode 101. Can you believe it?
I cannot.
Episode 101, presented to you by Cureleaf. Welcome to Cureleaf, a medical marijuana dispensary. Whether you're a longtime patient or you're just getting acquainted to this incredible plant, Cureleaf of Pennsylvania is honored to guide you along your medical marijuana journey. Have questions? Google Cureleaf PA or stop by one of their 18 locations across the Commonwealth or visit cureleaf.com/locations. Let's go, Nast.
Here we go.
All right, welcome back. I'm Riley Cote.
And I'm Derek Settlemyre. And this week we are so excited to have a great friend of ours, a teammate of yours, young man I've known for a long time, former Flyers captain, 1,000 games played, Riggs,
Ooh.
in the black and orange. Second all-time in points with 900. Not bad.
Not bad.
He's all right.
Yeah.
Mr. Claude Giroux. G, what is up? Thank you for joining us. What's up, my man?
Not much. Just grinding away here halfway through the season, and good to see you guys again.
Good
You
to see
too, brother.
you too, brother.
Tucked away in your hotel room there, or what's happening?
Oh yeah. We just finished practice, and just hang out, talk to you guys for a bit, have a good nap, and have a nice dinner here in Arizona.
Oh, man.
Beautiful.
We did a little bit of damage there last year about this time, probably.
Yeah, we did.
Yep, nice place.
Not a bad place
Weather.
to be.
A little different, though, the weather, AG, in Ottawa and in Arizona, maybe a little bit.
Oh yeah. It's not. I had to pack a little different, and
Yeah.
once in a while I don't mind that.
I hear you, man.
Sure.
Again, thanks for joining us, buddy. We know you're super busy. We were trying to set it up when you got back to Philly for your first game with Ottawa here, and that just schedules are crazy and all that. So we were really happy to have you. Kind of just want to start. We were talking about this earlier when you were still here, the bubble year when everything kind of got screwed up with COVID, and you end up going to the bubble and making it, doing well in the playoffs, right? And everything's like going forward and north. Everybody's excited about the next season, and then the last two seasons kind of just were a bit of a shit show. Just things happening that no one expected. What can you put your finger on? Maybe that was one of the biggest things with everything kind of going backwards.
Yeah,
for the Flyers.
I think my last year, it was very frustrating because, we just got Ryan Ellis, and we were very excited about the season, and then like missing Coots, and then Cam and Joel, and when you miss big pieces like that, and we had so many injuries that it was frustrating because we had a good start of the season, and then when the injuries started, we kind of dipped a little bit, and it was frustrating because we wanted to see how this group could do, and it was me personally, I was very excited for the season, and I thought we could do some damage, but it's definitely a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it is true. We've talked about it a lot. It just so many injuries. There's only so much you can do when you lose big pieces like that, no matter what. But in saying that, your last year with the Flyers, make it to the All-Star game again. Not a big deal. But your last year as a Flyers, like I said, and as a Flyer, and you end up getting MVP in Vegas. That had to be pretty special.
Yeah, that was very special. I mean, All-Star game, guys are not going 100%, and we just ended up winning, and one guy on the team gets it. So, I mean, could have been pretty much everybody, but just to be there, and with Gavin being there too, Gavin still looks at videos of when we were there, and he it's a great memory for him and for us, and it's definitely it was definitely one of my favorites All-Star game, just how everything happened.
Yeah, it was great to see. I know we were so excited for you. Really, really cool.
Yeah, no doubt. Lots has happened since last time we had you on the pod. Obviously, Nasty mentioned a couple there, but share what you can and walk us through maybe what it looked like, getting traded last year. I know there's a lot of hype and a lot of media speculation, just rumblings. I mean, how much is true, how much is not? I mean, are you able to maybe just share what you can around like what that looked like? The teams you were talking to maybe, and then, obviously playing that 1,000th game and how that played out. Was that an organizational thing, or is that something that you called the shot on? So I just wanted to get your insight on that.
Well, when the season ended last year, me and my wife kind of looking through our options, and I had no idea where I was going, to be honest. Going back to Philly or staying in Florida or coming to Ottawa, and there was a lot of teams that we kind of look at the option, and every time we talked about it, Ottawa just sounded good. I liked the way they played last year. They were a team that when you're going to play against them, they play you hard, and it's going to be a long night. So and they had a great second half. They have a lot of young pieces, like a lot of young great players, and it's just something you want to be a part of, and go in there and kind of build something with those young guys, and it's like I understood that it's going to be a process a little bit, but hopefully it'll be a fast process. So I'm very happy I'm here, to be honest, just because guys are awesome in the locker room. We have a really tight group, and they make me feel young again too. So it's a lot of fun.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Before you had to get to that step with Ottawa, like going back, your 1,000th game, you played 1,000th game with the Flyers, which is amazing. And that was your last game. Leading up to that, did you say like, listen, I'm playing 1,000 games before anything gets done? Was that up to you?
I think it was, we talked about it, but it was kind of just timing. The timing could not have gone better. It was just like, okay, this is going to be the last game, and then the trade's going to happen. So it was timing was pretty nuts, to be honest. And that game, it was the emotions of having the celebration before this little ceremony of 1,000 game, and then in my head, like I was terrible that game. I was like, I just know it's my last game, and like the whole game, I'm just like the stuff that was going through my head. It was tough, and we ended up winning the game, which was pretty cool. But it was great for their team fun too. But it was kind of mixed feelings, and like after the game, I kind of broke down a little bit, just trying to keep it together. But the fans, even when I came back to Philly, the fans are just amazing, and they've always been great to me, and I really respect them.
Yeah, it was an awesome ceremony, awesome, just everything. And I think what really capped it off for me was Gav giving the wave. That was, I mean, that couldn't have been it. I mean, that was the coolest thing. I just thought it was great. He sees dad
Yeah.
doing it. So he's like, oh man, I laughed. But so in going through that whole process, like best you can without giving away things you can't, like for the trade and you know, you have your options basically. Like, is that a tough thing to do? And like, how does that kind of work?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, especially you're there for a lot of years, and I cared a lot for for the guys in that locker room, and you know, at one point it's just time, and I think personally and the team, I think it was just we kind of agreed on what's gonna happen, and there was no argument, there was no like we literally just had conversations, and everything just felt right. And you know, it's a tough decision to make because you know I always thought I'd finish my career in Philly. It was never a question for me, and with the timing of my contract ending and where the team was and the direction of the of the team, it was tough, but you know, sometimes things happen like this, and you just got to move on. And there's other things in life that will come your way.
Yeah, exactly. And you handled it great. And you get traded to Florida, and what you know, pretty good damn team there
Yeah,
too.
no
You
doubt.
know, you get in there. You played 18 games. I think you had 23 points in 18 games and 8 points in the playoffs. But talk a little bit about Florida. I mean, obviously, you're going. The last team you played on that was different was your junior team. So you've been a Flyer your whole life, and now you're going to Florida. What was that like?
Yeah, it was weird. You know, the first week I just don't know what to expect going to a new team. I really don't know anybody on that team, so I'm going to except Bob.
Bob,
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
so like I'm going in there. I don't know anybody, and I mean I don't know if these guys like me or not, and how they feel about me coming there. And so, but it was great. Obviously, good group of guys, and we're winning a lot. So anytime you win, it's a little bit extra fun. But you know, it really sucked that we couldn't go further than we thought we were going to be because we thought we had a great team and we were playing well. Played Tampa and obviously lost in 4 games, but didn't feel like we lost in 4 games. But you know, the experience there, the organization, they were great too. And I mean, a complete different team now. It
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
360. They got new pieces, got rid of some pieces, new coaches. So it's a whole different story right now in Florida. But when I was there, good group of guys, and I was there for what 2 months, 3 months, and so it was awesome.
How good's Barkov?
Yeah, he's you know you play against him, and like you do think he's underrated, and you do think that he's unbelievable. He's got a heavy stick, but when you actually get to play with him, you're just like on like just during practice, he would make some plays during practice, and I'm just looking around like, did anybody see that? And the guys are just like, it's just normal for them. They're like, yeah, he does this pretty much every practice. I'm like, this is nuts. But
That's awesome.
but like he reminds me like he played with Yags, right? So like he does a lot of what Yags used to do, and he works. He's in the gym. He's skating by himself. He does all the extra work. So like it's not a surprise that he's that dominant.
Yeah, no doubt. And G, you know, just backtracking a little bit to you making the choice to go to Florida, because I think at the end of the day it was your choice. How many other teams were in the mix? And obviously, I mean, besides you know where they were in the standings at that time, like and being hot down there, I mean,
Yeah.
why Florida?
Yeah, a lot of people ask me that, but it's like when it happens, where you want to go or what team you want to go play for, and which organization. Like it's such a tough call because
Yeah.
you don't know much, but you hear a few things, and a good locker room was something that was very important for me.
Mhm.
And you know they were playing well. They were scoring so many goals. They were playing up and down. They're a fast team. Good. They have 2 great goalies, and so for me, it was like, and it was Florida. I mean, you get to play in Florida, and in playoffs there, it's always good atmosphere. So, for me, having a chance to play with like guys like Huberdeau and Barkov and Reinhardt, like those guys, there's more good players, but it just having a chance to play with those guys, it was I just wanted to learn too. Yeah, I know I'm a little old, but I like to learn, and I like to see what other players do, and kind of just try to keep getting better.
It's funny you're calling yourself old. I'm sitting beside old balls over here.
Yeah, you guys are really old.
Gee, come on, right? Yeah. He's old. That's right.
Yeah, I am old. Yeah, but it's funny to hear you. You're calling yourself
really old,
man, because
I
still think of you as young buck.
Right now.
You are.
And the guys give it to me too. They know I like it though. So, but yeah, we have a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So you had just said a few minutes ago there were other teams that were like calling for you. I can imagine there have been a lot of teams, but Ottawa just seemed to fit. It's kind of its home as well. How are you enjoying it? I mean, you kind of touched on that already, but it's got to be cool being around, closer to family.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd have more time to like hang out with family and friends, but you know how it is during the season. It's nonstop, and I got 2 little boys at home, so it's go all the time. But yeah, it's been great. Back in the snow, shockingly, I love snow, so it's great to be back, and you're starting to see the outdoor rinks getting ready and the kids sliding down. So it's like it's been 15 years since I'm back in Canada, and so it's definitely a change.
Yeah, for sure. No, and you reunited a little while. Cam Talbot had a cup of coffee here. He came to us midway through the season, and it's pretty cool. I mean, Cam, obviously. What about this Tkachuk now? Is he just a shit show in the room? Is he a ball of energy and fun? Because I got to deal with his dad a lot years ago, and he was just so funny, and the kid looks like a riot.
Yeah, I mean, he's a goof.
Yeah,
he's like a big teddy bear, just goofing around, and we play cards. He's not very good at it, and we have a great time every day. We just give it to each other, but he's a great captain, and he goes with his instincts, which is good, and he's a hell of a player. So I had a chance to play with him a lot of games here. And he's just a power forward, which you don't really see a lot anymore in the NHL, and he's one of the best at it.
Yeah, he is. Sure. Yeah, talk about DJ Smith. You're talking about the leadership role as a player, but DJ Smith, back in the day was a tough guy, and
he was tough.
He commanded respect. I mean, how is he as a coach?
Yeah, he's great. He's very similar to Chief in my eyes. Just he's he'll be hard on the guys, but like in a respectful way. And he likes to joke around, just like Chief, and
sarcastic.
Talk about how tough they are, and
yeah.
But he stories, and but he demands respect from the players. He's hard on the players, but I think the way he does it, the guys respond well to it. So. He's got a great relationship with pretty much every player. Well, I think, anyways, and that goes a long way for a head coach.
Yeah, no doubt. You say he's a good communicator?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He is with me. I know he's here with Brady and Shabbat and all the leadership group. I think he wants to know how we feel. He wants to know how we can get better. He's not a coach that thinks he knows it all. He wants to, if it's not his idea, he's fine with it. He just wants to win, and it's a great mentality to have. Yeah,
you gotta respect that. I feel like the new age coach has to be good at communicating, to some degree, right? I mean, it's like long gone are the days where we keep talking about this, like that old school coach that doesn't talk to you. Until, he's got to take you out of lineup or send you down type of deal. Like, I feel like if you're going to be a modern day NHL coach, that has to be almost a prerequisite, right? I mean, you have to communicate with your players. They want to be felt like they're been listened to, right? I mean, it's just one of those things. It's two-way street. It's not just listening to the coach anymore.
Yeah, no, it's the game's changed a lot, obviously, in a lot of ways, and I think coaching is also changed as like the new generation of guys coming in and communicating with your players, and yelling and screaming doesn't always get the job done. You got to know your players. Some guys it's gonna work, and some guys you got to try to put confidence in them. So I think the good coaches in the league, they understand who to push and who to be more encouraging.
Sorry for the quick break. Just a quick shout out to our sponsor, DLI Commercial, a premier commercial construction and building maintenance company offering support at every phase. Thank you for your support. Check them out at DLI Commercial for all your construction needs. Back to the show. And just shifting gears, I wanted to ask you, G, I always remembered you being like that hard-ass worker coming into camp and just dominating, working with, I believe it was Tony Greco back in the day. As you become an older player, obviously your body requires different things, more maintenance. I mean, are you still in the zone? Like I remember you, you're just absolutely, grinding it out and staying on top of it. I mean, I would imagine so, but how has that evolved, as you become an older player, more experienced player?
Yeah, I think with time you kind of learn what works and what doesn't work for you. And for me, it's just listen to my body. If I need a little bit more, I'll do a little bit more. If I need more recovery, that's what I'll do. So, I mean, I feel like I feel better than when I was 28. Like because I do more work, like recovering and making sure that the hips are ready to go and the legs are ready to go. So I'm not hurting as much as I used to, and that just comes with experience and kind of learning your body. So you got to pick your battles when you're going to do that extra work, and when you just know that you need more rest.
Yeah, no doubt.
Your hips don't lie.
Hips don't lie.
Never lied.
That's the truth. I mean, leading up to the season too, are you still training the same way you did back in the day? I know we're after Christmas here, but like that off ice workout's obviously important, but I have to imagine that's evolved as well.
Yeah, me and Tony have been doing a lot of the same thing for about 17 years, and obviously we change how we work out a little bit, but it's pretty much the same mindset and the same idea. Maybe a couple different ways that we switch, but I've been feeling good going to camp, so I think we just kept going to the way it's working, and yeah, I mean, the older I get, I know I gotta put a little extra work in it, and we've done that, so we just gotta keep grinding it out here.
Well, I would say, you look pretty good. 36 points and 40 games, and I will keep sending you the skill videos that I send you to things to work on, like I've been doing for years. But
you try to take credit for
skill
or what?
Maybe. No, I'm kidding. But you're doing your normal thing, which we kind of knew you would do, and we talked about this before the season even started. But it's good to see you having fun, and you put a little highlight reel last week, man. Oh, through the legs, no big deal.
Yeah,
backhand.
Standard day at the office.
Yeah, you've been busy scoring goals, G. Too busy for us.
Yeah, I don't know. I usually don't score that many goals, but I'll definitely take them.
Oh yeah, you gotta take them.
Yeah, it's looking good. You keep in contact with any of the old boys? I mean, even the old school guys before you even you got traded away last year. Hartsey. I know you got a Rosie podcast coming up. Any good conversations in the last while?
I when I was in Philly, I used to see Hartsey because he stayed pretty close. But I talk to Lottie once in a while. He's just a clown, this guy, and I anytime he texts me, it's always something that makes me laugh. So
it's goofy.
Yeah, and like Kutsi, but they're busy. I'm busy. It's just we're traveling, we're playing, and it is what it is. And what like we went to dinner when they came to Ottawa, and I felt like I saw them yesterday. So that's always good to see them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. And now you've had a chance to play on three different NHL teams. As you bounce around, obviously the group of guys is different. But would you say like the vibe? There's always like a clown, and there's always the same type of characters. Is it always kind of the same as you bounce around? The locker room is just the different guys playing those different roles.
Yeah, I think it's similar. I mean, you
Yeah.
have your goofy guys, you have your serious guys, and you got your older guys, your younger guys, and here it's funny how it works. It's like we don't have any cliques, and we have the younger guys hang out with the older guys, and then we kind of switch that up, and it just makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah. You got some really good young players there too, man. And I'll tell you what, the break, he can shoot the puck, huh?
Yeah, he's he knows how to score goals. Just put it that way, and then you got that Timmy Stutzel. This guy's gonna be a player. He's like yesterday he did a backflip just to do a backflip, and I'm like, you're nuts, bro.
Jeez.
Just out of nowhere, and
Just because.
Athletic,
but he can play hockey. He's gonna be a hell of a player for a lot of years. I mean, he's 20 years old, and most of the nights he's our best player. So it's fun to play with these kind of guys who are younger, and that you just see them getting better every game. So it's exciting.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
Hey,
awesome.
talk about the attitude of these young guys coming in. I think you kind of caught the tail end of maybe that old school era. You like remember like the rookies coming in. It's like it's almost like obviously you had to earn it, right? And then they went through a phase of like this entitlement phase. I mean, I was coaching the Phantoms, and I seen this almost entitlement phase, which I imagine that you've seen. But when you were at the Flyers, is that getting better? Is it the same? Some of these guys maybe coming in like thinking they got it made. Versus having to really earn it?
Maybe a little bit, but like not really. I mean, these guys are so good. Like they're so advanced. They come in the league at 20 and they can skate, they can shoot, they have all the skills, all the tools that an NHL player needs. So I think it's different. Like when I came in, I had a lot of work to be done to be an NHL player every night. So I think it's just different. Like the kids can they can skate, and you got to keep up with them. So it's I think the game just has changed. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, put that in perspective because I think of you. Going back when you landed up playing half a season with the Phantoms back in the day, but you're ultra skilled guy. Like you mentioned, like the skill level of these guys, like it is incredible, right? These young guys. I mean, they all have high level skill and they can all skate. I mean, but everyone's got their deficiencies. Like, what would you say? Like, when you see these young guys coming with ultra skill, like, is the deficiencies kind of the same thing? Is it consistency? Is it a strength issue? Like, what would it be? Being such high end players.
Yeah, it could be strength a little bit. Obviously, they're younger and they need to get in the gym a little bit more. But that's just normal for any athletes. But like these guys, like they have skating coach, skill coach. They skate 7 days a week during the summer. Like they can do anything they want, but it's about like learning the game, and it's fast. You don't have a lot of time to think out there. It's a pretty good league. So I think with time they get to understand the game a little bit more. They get to know the players they play against a little bit more, and that's how you just make your life a lot easier when you know that, like those kinds of things.
Yeah, no doubt.
I seem to, in the men's league, to slow the game down. I'm that skilled that I can.
Evolving like
But you don't have a choice to slow it down.
You're right.
Yeah, you got the quick pins. You just get stuck in quicksand.
Oh, yeah, I think I do.
You got skill. You got skill. How do you see this evolving? I mean, how much better can these players get? I mean, it's almost like, in a 5 to 10 year span, it's like
crazy.
I mean, starting at the youth level, like you said, they all got skating coaches, they all got skill coaches. I mean, you're not going to find a bad skater ever, stepping foot on the ice ever again, on the skill level. I mean, you're seeing the Michigan, you're seeing all these extremely skilled guys. Like how much more skill can these guys get?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's a different game. You look at the '80s, and you looked at when when I started playing with you guys, and then now. I mean, it's evolving, and it's great for hockey. I
Yeah.
think the young guys that have all the skill set that, well, like at one point everybody's gonna have it. It's gonna come down to hockey sense and how smart they are off the puck, and like those players are just gonna take over probably.
Yeah. Because I'm just looking back at my limited skill, and like, it was a challenge getting the puck into the corner to get on the forecheck, and that now these guys are, contemplating like a reverse Michigan, and some of the stuff that they're, I guess it always is about the team first, right? Is it an acceptable time and place to be trying, this offensive play, and what's the risk, I guess is always the challenge, right? Because it is a team game, and there's places around the ice you don't generally attempt some of these things. But it's interesting because we talk about this all the time, and it's just like these guys are just insane, and the things they're trying, it's just like, it's not just like once in a while. It's becoming, an every game occurrence.
You made a good point too, G, about they're highly skilled, but understanding the game. That's what
the game
in the end comes down to. Really, like you said, in a few more years, everyone's probably going to be this skilled, but it comes down to understanding the game. That's a great point.
Yeah, but it's also an adjustment. Like you play juniors or college, like the things you're doing there in those leagues are probably going to work, but then you come play and then you have defenders in your face. You try to do that kind of stuff against headmen, like it's not going to work. So like,
yeah,
but that's what I mean about understanding the game and understanding who you're playing against, and if young guys can do that, they're just gonna be better.
Yeah, for sure.
And how do those conversations go back to the coaching? Like, how do those conversations go with these highly skilled guys? Because I know, like, there's always wiggle room for more skilled guys, right? And making mistakes, right? You got to let your guys make mistakes, and the situations are always part of the conversation. But I can't imagine the conversations now with players based on, like attempting to make a play, and then the play goes awry and maybe goes back the other way. Like, is there more of an acceptance based on, I think there always is, but like based on the level of skill now, and then just the situations themselves, like where coaches, maybe address the play, but they, kind of maybe give you a free pass.
Well, I think there's a time and play. Like you don't do it at the blue lines, and
right.
If you're in their zone, you can do whatever you want.
Green light. Yeah.
Turn over. You gotta get back. If you get back, you're gonna be fine. So there's a time and place to do it, and if it works, sometimes it looks good.
Yeah, right. So it really hasn't changed then. It's like, because the same rules are always be concrete, time and a place. So it doesn't really matter how skilled this league lands up getting, because it's crazy right now. It's just the same principles apply, I would assume. Hey? Yeah.
Well, G, we know you're a busy man. We appreciate your time. Enjoy the weather in Arizona. Enjoy talking to our boy Rosie.
Oh,
and seriously, man, we miss you, brother, and we really appreciate your time, because we know how hectic it is.
All right, hey boys, anytime.
And we do got to say thanks for the little clip there for episode 100. We appreciate you for spending the time.
Yeah, amazing.
Thanks, man.
It would feel like it was yesterday you guys had your first show.
I know it does feel the same. Yeah,
you were number 28 and 101.
Yeah, exactly.
28, 101. But we do appreciate you, brother. Best of luck. Keep it going, and we'll be talking to you, my man.
All right, keep it going, guys. I'll talk to you later.
All right, big thanks to Claude Giroux for hopping back on for Nasty Knuckles G episode 2.0.
Yes.
Beauty. Awesome dude.
Like we said, we were trying to do it right when he was getting ready to play his first game back here, but scheduling, it's a shit show in NHL, and coaches change things up. So really happy to have him on, and glad he's doing well, man. Just a really good dude. Was always great to me, and a good friend, and talk to him every week. Yeah. Give him shit.
Yeah, got
to. Just a great guy, and we appreciate him.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice to reconnect, and like you said, we've been tracking him down for some time. Anybody who knows anything about the back end of podcasting, it ain't easy. It ain't easy, and chasing people around and trying to get them scheduled, and then things change, obviously. But we got to respect their time.
Yes, for sure.
Obviously.
And on top of that, we got to find Debo, what bar he's in, to get him, into the studio. Guy's an absolute animal. I mean, so yeah, but you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am right. I mean,
You are exactly right.
So, I think we're ready for clear questions, Nast.
Oh, Clear Questions brought to you by clearrum.com. Check it out. I think they have a few new flavors coming out, Riggs.
They do. Just heard this morning. I'm not even sure if it's totally official yet, but I will drop the news.
You should drop it.
They got 3 new R2Ds, ready to drink cans.
Nice.
On top of their Orange Crush and Clearwater, they got a cucumber mint coming out. I know that's right in your wheelhouse now.
I probably will not. I don't like cucumbers, to be honest. But I will try it.
You'll try it, yeah.
Yes.
They got a tangerine.
Now,
Looks like
tangy. I could get to the tangy.
You're a little fruity, so you like that.
Maybe.
And some passion fruit.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with
The
that.
pash? Purple pash?
No, passion fruit.
Passion fruit. I
that'll
like
be
that.
the next one.
I like that one.
Yeah, so
That should, I like that.
So 3 right in your wheelhouse now.
Boom.
So
I'll drink
hydrate
them.
while you dehydrate.
That's right. You got to do it. It's the best going.
Well, clear questions. Let's go, baller.
Yep.
This is from Fire Fletcher over on Twitter.
Oh boy.
At NotBillNye69. He wants to know, is a win streak good or bad for the future of the team?
Oh, we kind of touched on that right earlier.
Here's the thing, and Riles, you're a player, even being an equipment guy, like losing sucks, man.
It sucks, man.
It sucks. And players don't want to lose. And I know what's there and why people, even though we were told we were aggressive retooling, obviously that's not even close to the case right now. How do you lose? How do you lose on purpose? I can't play a game of ping pong and lose. But I get where people say that. You want Bedard, but I just have a feeling. I'm not saying anything like rigged, but I just have a feeling Flyers aren't going to end up with it. I feel I think Biz even mentioned like Arizona's going to get this kid.
Yeah,
like that's who's going to get him no matter what. But who knows? I don't think it's ever bad to go on a winning streak, but I do understand the fans' view of like tank for Bedard. You see it, but you're a player. Like guys hate losing, man.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah. No one likes losing, and I just can't believe for the life of me that you would go into a game and deliberately lose. Never.
Right.
And in fact, half the guys that are on the team this year won't be around if they actually ever got Bedard.
Right.
So it's like, you're playing for pride always. You're
Always.
playing for the team. You're playing for pride secondarily. And you're playing for future contracts, right? There's always something on the line. So for you to just tank to try and get a draft pick is not going to help your own personal career out.
No.
So I have a hard time believing anybody's thinking about the future of the franchise when they're taking care of the here and now, this moment, and just trying to survive, game by game, day by day, and the season. So, no. So winning streak's good. It shows that you're still caring. It shows that you're still trying.
Management needs to worry about the future.
Exactly.
That's who needs to be taking
exactly
care
right.
of this absolute mess that has been created here.
Totally.
That's the real issue. So no, I don't think a winning streak is bad.
No. Guys
don't.
prepare to win. Every meeting you go into is a team meeting to prepare the team to win.
Oh, so they're not saying here's a good way we can lose?
No,
exactly.
I've never been a part of one of those
Yeah,
meetings.
I haven't either, but it's actually a good question.
No, it really
it's a great
is.
question.
It really is because I think a lot of people get confused in these types of situations. But the bottom line is players are playing for their immediate moment, right?
Right.
They're still trying to salvage the season. Again, pride. Can you imagine going into a game and saying you're not going to give it 100% effort?
Right.
To hope that your organization gets a draft pick. That's a small chance in hell.
Yeah, it is.
So no. It's a great question because I think it's easy to assume that organizations would deliberately tank, but I think it's just about pride. It's about continuing to build off, whatever they do have going for them, and so winning streaks are always good in my book.
Right.
This one's from Nasty's best friend, Chris Mayer.
Haha, Chris.
Yep.
He wants to know, Riles, what were your thoughts on coaching the Phantoms? And Nasty, what was it like over in Latvia?
Well, honestly, my coaching experience with the Phantoms was a great one. I learned a lot about the other side of the fence, coaching, obviously, communicating with players, what goes into it.
The stress.
Yeah. Well, a good thing is when you're assistant coach, it's not as much stress as the head coach. But I certainly witnessed the stress. There's no question. We didn't have great teams when I was coaching, but nonetheless, I learned a lot about the game. A lot of video, right? I mean, you're dissecting the game, a lot of space barring, stopping the game. I can't imagine how critical coaches were of me when I played. I mean, it's pretty ugly, I'm sure. The amount of criticism we have for guys and just like little things, right? It's easy to slow the game down with the space bar and stop it and saying we should have done that. As we know in real time, it's such a fast game. But yeah, just learning how to communicate with guys, and realizing that all guys want in coaching is to feel like they were heard, right? Just to feel heard is important to them. Just communicating how they're feeling to the coach and vice versa. But yeah, it was a great experience. Learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about the game. You just look at the game completely different, just that lens of extra criticism,
Right.
which, as a player, you almost kind of like just shake your head at like, geez, can you just like throw me a bone here and there?
Right.
But I love my experience, it was powerful. I have a different appreciation for the game itself.
Right.
What about you, Nast?
I went to Latvia in 2006 with Team USA World Championships, and right before that, we flew into Slovenia and played them. And Anze Kopitar was 18 years old and just being drafted by the Kings, or had been drafted. I can't remember, but that was a beautiful country. Like, it was amazing. But then we went to Latvia, and it was a really cool city. It was like almost a circle city. Like, we stayed across a bridge and you could just see over, and it was really cool, like cobblestone roads and just all these really cool restaurants, bars. It was a great experience. We played Latvia in a new building at that time, and it was packed. It was my first experience of like being in a different country, and it was like a soccer game. They sang the whole game. It was packed, and I thought, I may have said this before, but one of the coolest things was they scored a goal. I think they scored the first goal of the game, and when the guy scored, it was the captain of the team. He scored, and as he scored the goal, he turned, and he had his arms up like this, and I thought the roof was coming in. I just remember thinking, like, I don't want them to score, but that was one of the coolest scenes. Like, we won the game like 6-2 or something, but it was just a really great experience. I actually pulled off one of the most skilled moves ever.
Oh yeah,
I was a little overserved one day.
It happens.
We jump in a cab, and I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna have to stop this thing." And I'm with a few of the guys. And I'm like, I'm going to be sick because the cab driver's driving like a maniac. And I jump out. It was a minivan, and this slided door open, and I literally go to throw up. I'm sorry to be gross. My fake flipper comes out.
Oh no!
I caught it.
Wow.
I don't know. It was puke on my hand.
Hey, well.
But I caught my damn tooth. I would have had to go the whole 2 weeks without a tooth in my head. But honestly, it was a great experience. It was my first international experience, and I loved it. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
One more. Pete Legger over on Instagram.
Legsy.
Should Provorov be traded or built around?
Wow.
It's a tough one. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily know the answer to that. I mean, I think he can complement a really good D. I mean, he's a really good D.
Yeah.
But I just think his time in Philly, maybe it is time for him to just explore somewhere else. I'm not sure if it's his decision or if it's the organization's, but I think Provi could be a great player for the Flyers, and I think he shows. I mean, he signs that that he is that. But maybe it's just one of those things that's just the lack of success as a team the last few years that you just maybe needs a fresh start and go and just be.
It's funny because like I feel like a lot of times like he's kind of held back. Like if you really pay attention to the games, like he never gets an offensive zone face-off.
Yeah.
He's never down there then. And you know, when he was with Tony, he probably was, but now he's not playing with Tony. That's fine. He doesn't get any power play time. I just don't see that this guy's not at least second unit power play. That's just me, my opinion. And it's been tough sledding ever since he's been here. I mean, think about it. This guy wouldn't have missed a game.
Yeah, I know.
And
right?
I don't think people understand that either. And that's a hard thing to do. Like, he was punching and kicking to play when they made him because of the COVID thing. He played, you know, I know we're talking about the here and now. We don't have to talk about back then, but he had a dislocated shoulder, played in the playoffs. Like, I just think it's been such a tough go for a lot of people, you know, and maybe I have this weird feeling a new start may come for him soon.
Yeah.
You know, and I hate to see him go. I think he's a really good defenseman, and people I don't know if he gets the credit he should, but you know, that's just my opinion. So, I hate to see him go, but you don't have a lot in the pipeline here.
Well, that's it.
So I don't know what you're going to get for him. You take your chance with picks, which have, you know, I mean, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see. It's a tough question, a good question, though.
It's a really good question, yeah. You just got to, if you're going to trade him, you're going to nail your picks, obviously.
Yeah.
But you see this a lot in the past, right? Guys go somewhere else and get a fresh start, and then they say they thrive, right? I mean, you have a coach that maybe believes in them a little bit more than the current coaches.
Yeah.
Play him a little bit different situationally. You know, get him out there, show confidence. You know, when a coach shows confidence in you, you just like the things you can do.
Well, that's a
right?
big point. Yeah, that's a great point.
But then, you know, someone could argue, well, it's like you got to give the coach a reason to show confidence, you know, and it's like a very sports, especially pro sports, is a very, very touchy thing. And, you know, they're very, very critical of every movement, every play. So,
one thing, like, quickly that always stuck out to me, like listening to the coaches, and you know me, I'm a hockey nerd. I for the most part, always in on meetings.
Right, yeah.
I just love learning and hearing. And one of the things that always kind of drove me crazy about coaches is this game is so fast, and things happen, just an odd bounce that may pop over your stick, and coaches are losing it. Like, what are you know, like you played the game, you understand it, but I used to just laugh. Like, how can you get upset about that play? Like, the game is so fast, and a mistake, just the smallest little thing turns into a major mistake, but may not even be your fault. Yeah. And it happens so much in hockey. And I just remember, like, God, like, there was nothing that could be done there. The puck literally bounced on a bad piece of ice and went over the guy's stick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, things like that.
Totally. Well, those plays for sure. I think coaches get excited because their job's on the line.
Right.
And they have to.
Makes sense.
They have to show that they care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In those situations. But I think those situations are a little different than, you know, making a bonehead play.
Well,
you know,
yeah,
absolute brain
100%.
fart when you're turning the puck over. Obviously, you got full right to be upset about those plays or have to, you know, make adjustments with those. But yeah, there's a lot of freak things that happen in games, and it's like it's easy to get all excited over every little little bounce here and there, and you know, start pointing fingers. But I think the good coaches, the ones that are able to actually maintain composure, are the ones that recognize those types of situations, and are not pointing a finger at the guy, you know, standing out there because of a shit sandwich that's dealt.
Exactly, and then sometimes some players just make a really good play.
Yeah,
you're doing everything right, and someone makes a great play.
You gotta give great players some credit.
You know,
you're making great plays. Yeah, but
anyway, great question.
Yeah, really good question.
Not sure the answer there. I know I would love to see him stay and hopefully get this thing turned around, but I have a feeling he's not gonna be here too much longer.
I agree with that. Yeah,
unfortunately,
the way things are trending, it's not looking like he will be. But
so if he does get traded, I will, you know, I'll have to go and help and
he will
take care of him. Yeah.
Move him in.
I always tell him that.
Cook him dinner.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, whatever I have to do.
Yeah.
A little bakey, yeah. Anyway, great question.
Yep. And that's a wrap, Nast.
That's
good
it.
Questions.
Good questions.
Yeah, some real good ones. Appreciate them. Keep them coming. Make sure we're checking out our YouTube and firing them off in the comments, our social media. Yep. We always appreciate the comments. Appreciate all the support. 101 episodes now, so we're on our way to 200.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, man. So
101.
check us out next week
Yes.
for 102.
Yes.
Until then, stay safe. See you then, knuckleheads.
See ya.